Hello everyone. In this session, we are going to discuss about signal flow graphs. So as we know, theoretical analysis in any system can be possible by converting the system into mathematical equivalent. That is nothing but transfer function. But in the previous session, we have discussed about block diagram algebra. Though the block diagram algebra gives the efficient mathematical equivalent to a system, but due to the presence of block diagram rules and reduction techniques, if we are unable to apply the reduction techniques properly, then the mathematical equivalent will be error, and it is a time taking process. So simply saying, the signal flow graph is a method that teaches us to write transfer function directly by looking block diagram. So simply saying, for complicated systems, block diagram reduction is very difficult and time consuming. So signal flow graph is an alternate approach for block diagram representation. So in the block diagram representation, we are representing the system by using the blocks and branch points and summing points. But here it is entirely different. In the signal flow graph, we are representing a system by using graphical representation of the relationships between the system variables. So like block diagram, signal flow graph does not require any reductions because there is a direct formula which directly gives us transfer function if applied properly. And the signal flow graph concept was developed by S.J. Monson. So let us check what are the properties of signal flow graph. Signal flow graph can be obtained from the block diagram of a system, and signal flow graph can also be obtained from the system equations directly, and the equation must be in algebraic form, that is nothing but polynomial. And next, it is only applicable only for linear systems. Let us check what are the components of signal flow graph. The various components of signal flow graph are node and branch. Node represents a system variable which is equal to sum of all incoming signals at a node. Next, outgoing signals do not affect the variable at the node. And next one is branch. A signal travels along a branch from one node to another node in a direction indicated by the branch arrow, and each branch has a gain. The signal passing through the branch gets multiplied by its gain. So in the block diagram we are representing with the block, but here, so we are just taking a branch and we are representing the gain on that branch, and the directional flow of that subsystem is indicated by the direction of the branch. So let us convert a block diagram into signal flow graph. First, what we have to do is that just identify, so where are the branch points and summing points are there. If you observe here, this one is the simple representation of a closed loop system. If you observe this one is the input, and this one is summing point, and this one is the branch point, and this one is the output. So just remove the summing point and branch points here, put one dot here. See here, this one is called as input node and this one is called as output node. So from U to E, so this one is E. So from here to here, he is representing like this, and from here to here, this is the representation, and feedback is H here. Since from here to here there is no forward gain, so that is the reason we are representing with 1, and from here to here the forward path gain is G, so that is G here, and next one is from here to here the path gain is H, this one is H. So here U, E, B, Y are nodes with symbols representing the node variables, and E is equal to U minus B, where B is equal to HY and Y is equal to G. So let us know what is the terminology in signal flow graph. So input node, output node, path, forward path, loop, non-touching loop, path gain. Input node, node with only outgoing branches. If you observe this one U, this one is called as input node. It is having no only outgoing branches. It is having only outgoing branches. See here direction. The direction of the branch is outgoing. And next one is output node. Node with only incoming branches. If this condition is not met, an additional branch with unity gain may be introduced. See here. So this one is nothing but outgoing branch. So here the outgoing branch here. So we have to add. In this case there is no outgoing branch. So that is the reason from this point we have to add one branch having the gain of unity. Path. It is the traversal of connected branches in the direction of branch arrows such that no node is traversed more than once. See here, this is the path U to E and E to Y. So this is one path. Next one, forward path. A path from the input node to the output node, and next. So the condition for the forward path is that it should start at input and it should end at the output. So if you observe, UE and EY is the forward path. Next one, forward loop. A path which originates and terminates at the same node is nothing but loop. If you observe in this example, this is a loop. It starts at C and also ends at E only. Next one, path gain. The product of branch gains encountered in traversing path or loop. So let us go for the Mason's gain formula. The purpose of Mason's gain formula is to find the overall gain of the signal flow graph, which is the transfer function of the system. The overall gain of a system is nothing but summation of k is equal to 1 to n pk delta k by delta. So where tf is overall transfer function of the system, pk is path gain of kth forward path, n is number of forward paths in the graph, delta is determinant of the graph, and delta k is the value of delta for the part of the graph not touching the kth forward path. In order to understand this formula, let us go for the example of signal flow graph. So here delta is given by 1 minus sum of individual loop gains plus sum of gain products of all combinations of two non-touching loops minus sum of gain products of all combinations of three non-touching loops plus so on. And I will say how to take the delta k. So delta and delta k are both are same. So but we have to take care about delta k. So if you observe this one, signal flow graph example, let us consider this one. So this one is the signal flow graph of a system, some X system. Now we have to derive the transfer function for the system. So by looking into the signal flow graph, first we have to identify how many forward paths are there. If you observe this one, UA, AB, BC, CD, DE, EY. So this is one forward path. As I already told you, the condition for the forward path is that it should start at the input node and ends at the output node. So this path starts at U and ends at Y. You should not take from A to E as the forward path. So this one is one of the path of the forward path, but this one is not a forward path. So second forward path is that U to A A to E and E to Y. So that is first the forward path gain of the first forward path is that P1 is equal to 1 into G1 and G2, G3, G4 into 1. So that is G1, G2, G3, G4, and the gain of the second forward path is that 1 into G5 into 1. So that is G5. So in this problem we have only two forward paths, and let us check how many loops are there. So this one is one loop, so B to B is one loop, and C is another loop, and DED is another loop. Okay, so L1, so the loop gain is minus H1. For this loop, G3 minus H2, that is minus G3 H2, and L3 is G4 minus H3, minus G4 H3. And let us check two non-touching loops. This one is loop 1, loop 2, loop 3. Loop 1, loop 2, loop 3. So loop 1 and loop 2 is non-touching, two non-touching loops. See here, L1, L2 is nothing but H1, H2, G3. B and G4 are another pair of two non-touching loops. That is L1, L3 is equal to H1, H3, G4. But don't consider L2 and L3. Why? Because they are touching at the node D. So that is the reason these two loops are not a two non-touching loops. Let us have the formula. The transfer function is equal to summation of k is equal to 1 to 2 pk delta k by delta. Here why it is 2 is nothing but this represents the number of forward paths. Since in our problem we have two forward paths, so that is the reason we have taken the value of n as 2. Next one, summation of pk delta k by delta. If you expand this summation, p1 delta 1 plus p2 delta 2 by delta. And how to write the delta? Delta is nothing but, let us see the formula of delta, 1 minus sum of individual loop gains. See here, 1 minus sum of individual loop gains. We have individual loop gains as minus h1, g3, h2, g4, h3. If in these three terms we have minus as common, that is the reason 1 minus of minus plus h1, g3, h2 plus g4, h3. So these are nothing but sum of individual loop gains. And let us go this part. These are nothing but loop gains of two non-touching loops. So we have two non-touching loops here, h1, h2, g3, h1, h3 and g4. So this is the value of delta. Let us go for the value of delta 1. So delta 1 is delta. So delta 1 belongs to the first forward path, that is nothing but UA, AB, CD and EY. So delta 1 belongs to this first forward path. Why delta 1 is equal to 1? Because this forward path is touching the loop 1, loop 2 and loop 3. So we should not take the loops which are touching this first forward path. Means that h1 is touching, g3, h2 is touching, this one is touching, this one is touching and this one is also touching to this first forward path. So that is the reason we didn't consider that one. So that is delta 1 is equal to 1. And next let us go for delta 2. Delta 2 belongs to the second forward path, that is UA, AE, EY. So if you consider this one, delta 2 is equal to, so here this loop 1 is not touching to this forward path and loop 2 is also not touching to this forward path, and these two are two non-touching loop combinations which are not touching this forward path. So that is the reason 1 plus h1 plus g3 h2 plus h1 h2 g3. So this is how you have to carefully solve the signal flow graph by using the Mason's gain formula. Thank you.